You're screwed. You're all, now half the crowd is already against me. Sing. Come on, sing. All right, so I decided I would do a song that was actually cut twice from 13. We did 13 in Los Angeles. Show sold out, everyone had a great time. We're moving to Broadway, so of course we had to change the entire show. So the first thing that went was they decided they were going to add an intermission in the show. What had been dead center in the show was this song, which is called Being a Geek. And it's the perfect thing to happen in the middle of the show. It's right what you want in the middle of the show. But it was a bad song to put right before an intermission because it sort of ends on a downer. It's kind of a bummer. And so they all said, well, the problem will be, you know, we'll get to the end of the song and it'll be like, and nobody wants to buy drinks. So can you replace Being a Geek with something that's a little more perky? So I tried, and I wrote a song that's called Here I Come. And Here I Come, thank you, you're the only one. And let it be said, Here I Come's a lot of fun, but boy did I hate it. Every night they did it, I was like, it's so wrong, where's Being a Geek? So we did it all through previews, and then we decided to cut the intermission. So, with that having been said, all of us who were Being a Geek fans said, hey, great, let's put it back in the show. So we put it back in the show for one night. But we hadn't had time to really tech it or rehearse it, it was not. So anyway, it went out again. The good news is, it's now in, and it will be in forever. Well, you may not have heard it yet, in which case. But it's in now, at least until I'm dead and my estate decides they give the rights to John Doyle. But that wasn't even fair, whatever. So here's the song. So what happens, okay, so Evan Goldman, since you all saw 13 multiple times, I'm sure, Evan Goldman is a kid who's a New York kid, Upper West Side, you remember the Upper West Side, and he's about to have his 13th birthday, going to have a big bar mitzvah, and his parents have what I can only describe as a titanic divorce. And Evan is dragged away from New York into Appleton, Indiana, which is the Midwestiest town in the entire Midwest. Why are you clapping? There's nothing to clap about Appleton, Indiana. So he goes to Appleton, and he's trying to get the local kids to come to his bar mitzvah because his mother said he can't invite anyone from home and he can't invite his family, so it's all going to be his new friends, which he doesn't have any. So he tries to convince these kids to come to a bar mitzvah even though they've never seen a Jew before and are fairly convinced that he must be an alien species. So he tries and he fails, and so now in the middle of the show he's at a lesson with the rabbi that his mother found online. And the rabbi says, Evan, you look distracted, you look upset, you look unfocused. And Evan says, ugh, you wouldn't understand. And the rabbi said, listen, I'm going to ask you a question. What would be so bad if you weren't popular? And Evan said, well, you got to be kidding me. And the rabbi says, no, look, taking the long view of things, one of these days, you're going to be grown up, you're going to have a family, you're going to have a house, you're going to have a life, you're going to have a job, everything's going to be fine. What's the difference if, like, for a couple of years, you're sitting at the loser table in the lunchroom? And because it is a musical, Evan responds with this. Being a geek is the loneliest thing in the world. I gotta tell you, Rabbi, when you're a geek, it's the loneliest thing in the world. You're always wondering what everybody's laughing about, staring in at the world like you got locked out. Nothing is worse, it's a crime, it's a curse, it's the loneliest thing in the world. You wouldn't understand, Rabbi. And the rabbi says, I don't know about that, I'm a rabbi in Indiana. Being a geek is the sorriest state ever known. I know what I'm talking about. Nothing says geek more than eating your lunch all alone. The girls all roll their eyes and walk away when you get close. You've got a fatal disease no one can diagnose. It's contagious, it's viral, it's a downward spiral. The loneliest thing in the world. But when you're cool, you've always got a crowd. Go and break the rules, 'cause you're loud. Go and sway the gang in any direction. You've got a high-speed connection when you're cool. You're the epitome of charm and grace. If you want to get to second base, when you're cool, you know you've got a shot. Oh, if you're not, it's a waste, it's a drag, it's suck in a bag. It's the loneliest thing in the world. If you like the wrong movies, if you like the wrong bands, if you take the wrong classes, don't speak, you're a geek. If it's Saturday night and you don't have any plans, 'cause you spent the past week learning Greek, you're a geek. If you're very well acquainted with the locker room toilet, 'cause your head's been shoved inside it, you shriek, I'm a geek. If you start to get excited 'cause you're gonna throw a party, but the people you invited all shriek, you freak, you're not unique. It's just the life of the geek. But when you're cool, you can rally when the blues attack. Every problem just rolls off your back. You can handle every slip and slide without breaking your stride. When you're cool, no one cares that people disappear. You won't care that your dad's not here. You don't care that your life's been uprooted and bent without your consent. The geek's afraid it's never gonna be okay, but the cool kid knows it doesn't matter anyway. It's the difference between being fine at 13 and the loneliest thing. Said the